Hello. Hello, friends. Today, we're going to be cleaning my makeup brushes using water, this sponge, dish soap, and olive oil. So I like to start by soaking my brushes in a little bit of water with soap and a touch of olive oil. I've heard that olive oil can help keep the bristles soft. So first, let's put in my foundation brush. Make sure it's nice and submerged and leave that in there. Next, we have the brush I use to put on my blush. Get this in our soapy, oily water. You can see the water is already turning a lovely dirty color. This brush is actually my ASMR brush. It came with a set of makeup brushes, but I ended up not needing it for makeup, so it's my designated ASMR brush. And finally, we have this little guy, who is my eyeshadow brush. I'm going to set these off to the side and get this brush. This is not a brush, this is a sponge. Get this sponge prepared to help us scrub off the brushes. So first, let's put some green soap on. Now this is actually a combination of the soap that it says on the bottle and the last little bit of some blue soap we had. So this is going to be like a very light blue color. Yes. Alright. Let's start with this fluffy brush. Get a little more water. This side of the sponge is a little bit rougher, so I'm using it to help clean it. Okay, let's set this one off to the side. Next, let's go with this medium brush. Oh my gosh, look at that. You can see how much color is in this brush. Probably because I use it for blush and a little bit of mascara ends up getting on it. Not mascara. Dealing with a little brain fog today. Foundation. Let's get this soap all in these bristles. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn the sponge over so we have a nice clean side. for our second two brushes. So blue soap, bluish white soap, and green soap. Boop, 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 boop. I actually don't really like how the green soap smells, but we got it for free at the hotel where we had our honeymoon, so. Wow, that's a fun sound. I'm hoping that the microphone is picking that up really well. I love the sound of soap bubbles. And birds. I can hear some birds on my window. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Okay, that's 3 of our brushes. Done with that step. Now let's bring over this big guy. This has a ton of color in it because I use it with my foundation powder. My gosh, look how dirty that is. Let's go ahead and put some soap directly on the bristles. Is that gross to see all that dirty, dripping soapiness coming off the brush? Or is it satisfying because you know that it's getting clean? I kind of imagine that this is what, like, if I were the brush, this would sound similar to getting my hair washed by someone else. Is that a weird thought? Let's see if we can get all these brushes in on the action. And the other side. Okay, so the next step is to begin the rinsing process. You can see there's all kinds of soap in here. We're going to boop, okay. Move this plate over a little bit. Bring this glass dish. And I think we can go ahead and take out the soaps because we're done soaping. You know, it is possible that I'm going to need to wash these a second time. But here I have a nice gallon of water. And this is where we will begin the rinsing process. Let's see, we started with this brush, maybe, so let's start with this brush again. Wow, you can see it's much, much cleaner. Okay, we're just going to dry it off on this cloth, just a little bit, and set it over here. Next, a little tiny brush. I'm kind of scraping it along the bottom and the sides to help get in between the bristles. My fingers are a little soapy too. It's feeling a little bit soapy still, so let's keep rinsing. Okay, that's feeling pretty clean. dab it off over here, set it here. Okay, which brush should we do next? How about this one? Pretend like we're stirring a big pot of soup. Though, I can't say I've ever made soup in a square container before. But that's okay. Get in there with our fingers. One of the things about my videos is that the way I have my video and audio recording set up, there's no way for me to listen to the sounds like in real time. So I either record some ahead of time to kind of get an idea, or I just guess based off of my experience with sounds for the past, 3 decades or so of my life, mixed with my knowledge of watching ASMR videos. I bet those water sounds are fun. This brush holds a ton of water, which probably means it also holds a ton of makeup, meaning it's easy for makeup to get really stuck and caked into this brush. I guess there's also the absorbing of facial oils component. I've heard that it's best not to let like the whole brush sit in water, because then if there are any like adhesives keeping the bristles in it, it can affect them and the bristles can fall out. I think that's especially true of hot water. Now this is much better, but it's still a little soapy. Can you hear that? Is that a nice sound? So I think what I want to do is bring this boy back in, dump the dirty water in there, I'm playing musical chairs basically with all these containers. And we're going to put some fresh water in here. Alright. Let's see if we can get this last one nice and clean. You can see that the water is staying much more clear, but that there is still some soap coming out of the brush. Let's get in there with the fingers. Okay, it's feeling a lot better. It's feeling cleaner, but also less soapy, both of which we were going for. I think that might be about as good as we're going to get. Well, just dump a little bit of fresh water over top. Squeeze it. Tap it on. And there we go. So right now, these brushes are all still very wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them in a cup this way up and let them dry. This is a process that I learned several years ago just from researching on the internet, and I don't actually clean my brushes as often as I should, but today I am cleaning them. Do you have any tips on how to clean brushes? I feel like it can be such a hassle. I'm sure there are some people out there who just buy new brushes like every 6 months or so because they don't want to clean their brushes. But anyway, thanks so much for being here with me today, for helping me get my brushes clean. I hope you're doing well. The weather is changing where I am. It's getting much hotter, and I hope that whether the weather is changing or staying the same where you are, that you're able to get some time outside if it's safe, but also stay warm enough and cool enough. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you guys next time. Please do always remember that you are loved and you are capable. Bye for now.